I changed. Well, hello there for the first race of the season. Well, actually, it's the qualifying session. In the commentary box, there's me, Jog, and my co-commentator, David Lee. Say hello.
Hello, how are we all doing today? It's looking to be an exciting race. It's the first time I've ever commentated properly before, so it'll be nice to get to know all the drivers and Jog to carry me through this nerve-wracking session for me and probably the drivers as well.
Yeah, we see a lot of familiar faces coming from the last season and the new cars as well, which are looking very sexy at the moment. I am now with on board with Pondweed. There are many drivers doing their outlap. And we already have our first 5 place grid penalty for... Who was it?
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention there. Who got it?
Does the magic D key work here?
Oh, no, it's tire.
Scruffy got a 5 place grid penalty for collision with the McLaren lad, I believe. We have is the majority of the grid out now, or?
Yes, so, well, no, not really. Half of them are out, but you'd have to say half of them are on the mediums as well. I think that's a good strat to qualify on the mediums for the first lap. Try and, just test the waters. Obviously, it's a new game, new handling. It's your new race, so you're obviously going to be nervous. At least the first lap that I did yesterday was very tentative, to say the least. At least get a time on the board, because obviously I do have to predict that someone's going to bin it on their first flying lap, just trying to push too hard. But who are we looking out for today?
There's no Scotty, unfortunately. I would go with him as my safe pick, but if I had to guess, I would believe that either James Warren, our master, would do nicely, or maybe Pondweed, my challenger, for it as well. There are a lot of drivers, and we have the first spin of the session. It is the David spinning out of the turn 3, I believe.
Yeah,
Not the best place to crash.
But we are on board with Pondweed right now. So if you want to take us through this first lap, then he's already.
Now you're the driver. Go on.
Okay, well, we're moving into the second sector now. You want to go into about second gear late here and swing it right in. As you come out, you want to pressure and go right on the exit there. As this is probably the hardest turn in the whole course. You want to trail brake right into second gear and swing it in. It's all about the exit for a long DRS straight. Moving up to fifth and sixth gear here, as we bomb it right down the straight, and the third sector is all sweeping S's, so you want to fire the car in nice and fast and try and keep the momentum through the turns. Pondweed's actually doing a pretty good job. He's making the right lines here. As he's going to go out into the curb, you want to swing it right out and swing it in. He's taking a bit conservative. That's okay, as he's going down the back straight. So when you're done...
he has set the purple second sector as well.
Although he is one of the first drivers out, but it's a nice and tidy night from lap from Pondweed here, so we'll see what the banker lap time would be. So 1:26.2, it's respectable, but I know he could probably go a lot faster as the track degrades.
Yeah, but the McLaren lad isn't able to beat him on the first lap, although he might have had some dirty air from the Aston Martin in front of him. So far Pondweed is still unbeaten. Although 4 drivers have already set their times in. Next crossing the line is Ravnak. And we have the new provisional pole, which is Veg Neon. 125.7.
That's definitely a respectable time. As we do have Rubinek. Oh, he's spun! I just caught that the last second, and that corner is deadly for a lot of drivers. Especially in the tier 2 and 3 race, we've had both spinners at that turn. Quite a few actually, and that I would have to say is the death turn. You want to take it in. You don't even want to touch the curb. You want to just slow brake into that turn. But he's warming up his tyre still. It was just an outlap, so we'll see what he can do here.
It is Philoctitis who's going on his fast lap. Now going through the main straight. What is his time going to be? 1:26.5, which puts him in P4. And no, it was Roy Banks' fast lap. It wasn't his out lap. 1:44.2 because of that spin. Now he's going for another one, as I can see here. We have many drivers on the fast lap now. I believe the first one to cross the line will be... No, it's not Shogun.
Ronak 127, but Jimi Hendrix with a 126.7 on the mediums. That's a pretty good time now for the mediums. It's a good banker lap. As you can see, the only other medium time set was by TOS with a 127.1, so he's nearly 4/10 up on the other medium runner. You know, that's a pretty good time if he wants to start on the medium tire, which is probably the ultimate strategy if you can get into the top 10 with the mediums. But Yalcin Fidan, sorry if I butchered your name, that's a pretty good time by you, which is 26.7 as well, and it just pips Jimi Hendrix on the mediums.
Yep, and I believe it is Unfi's lap. Oh no, he's coming into the pits.
I think everyone is on. Maybe Philodix is on a flyer. We're catching him on the last corner here. He's going to send it into the last corner in 4th gear. Pushing up, pumping up. See what if he can improve on it. No, he's going into the pits. Sorry.
I'm on board with Shogun now. I'm not sure if it's his fast lap. It looks like it. We can see that he's probably using a controller. Very sharp inputs here. Coming down the 3rd DRS straight into the turn 11, I believe here. Turn 12, he must not touch curb there, or otherwise he'll spin because of this game. Yeah, and he has set purple 2nd sector, so definitely a nice sector from him. Coming into P14 and P15, corner 14 and 15, sorry for the blunder there. And his lap time is going to be 1:26.5, P5.
That's not a bad starting position. That's where I qualified yesterday as well, so the omens might be on for Shogun later on in the race. Is there anybody else on a lap? We're going to cut to Zenibius, but he's going into the pits. We can try see if McNeish, is there anybody who hasn't set a lap yet? There's 16. McNeish, Unfai, Edouard, David and Agustoner. I don't know if I butchered any of your names, but clearly they're trying to save tires here.
And David has set a purple 2nd sector as well as Shogun did, so he takes away that from him, coming into turn 14 and 15. Very invisible that 15th corner is. Very stupid. May I add, and his lap time is going to be... It's going to be a provisional pole lift 1:25.6, so beats both of the Alpha Tauris to the top 1 position.
That's a very respectable time. Unfortunately I didn't catch it up because I'm still getting used to the camera. It's my first time using it, but hopefully we'll be able to get the hang of it before the race starts. Is there anybody else on a flying lap?
Yeah, it is Agostoner right here. There's a trend of setting faster 2nd sectors here, coming into the back straight. Now turn 14, 15, coming down the main straight. What is his lap time going to be? It's 1:26.5. Not bad for me. Yeah, I am on board now with Eduard, still yet to set a lap time. He's now set the fastest 1st sector, which is quite good for him. Slows down into the... which corner is that? That's
turn 8 into turn 9, and now this is turn 10 where you really want to swing the car in here and get a good exit here, right on the pedal as you're shooting him down to the last sector. And again, the S's, you have to be extremely careful here, or the car might spin. Up in the 5th and 6th, you want to swing it out and swing it back in. This is the corner that claims a lot of the drivers. He's done it quite well there as he goes into 4th. A little bit wide on the exit, but that'll do as he'll get more straight line speed down this last straight. You said he had a purple 2nd sector or 1st sector?
He had both of those sectors. Purple.
We could be on for a pull lap here as his last quarter was pretty good. And we're coming out to the line here. Where's he going to be? P6.
P6. Not good, to say the least. I expected a bit more from him.
With two purple first and second sectors, although you can't really trust this game, but if it was purple first and second sector, then you know he's lost a bit of time on the first sector. So I do expect to see him up near the top in this maybe final lap there. There is
Yeah, McNeish is now on his fast lap. He's still yet to set a lap time, so let's see how that goes. Coming through turn 13. No fast sector for him. And we have Wedge Nian retaking the provisional pole from David. 125.4, and down the main straight McNeish comes, and it's going to be a not flying. What?
He's going on to the flying lap here, so we'll just see what he's. While we're watching McNeish on his flying lap, what would you tend to expect from these tier 4 drivers? Do you think they have a lot to prove?
Yeah, because tier 4 is obviously the tier probably most people are going to get upgraded from to higher tiers. There's a lot of competition to get into higher tiers to prove yourself to the fastest driver here. A lot of competition. Some competition is friendly. This one probably not. Very fast drivers here coming from the AME season 4. Some new faces, so I expect to see something from the new faces as well as from the drivers that I already know.
Yeah, so obviously we both came from A&E, but the likes of Yalcin, who we've just seen put it on pole here for 125.3, I've never heard of his name before, but it'll be nice to see, you know, how he does, and that's a fantastic lap time to put it on pole.
Yeah, McNeish has also set the purple second sector, so let's see how he fares up the times, and it's B7 with 126.1. Not bad, not great, not terrible.
Not bad. The pole lap for tier 2 and 3, for tier 2 it was 124.4 I believe, and then as we go back through the tiers obviously it's going to get longer and longer, but for tier 3 I believe it was a 124.6 or 7 set by Jim 1, which was a very good lap time. So if any of the drivers can get into a 124 here, you know, they're doing very well. That's all I'm going to say, but a 125.3 is a very respectable lap time from Yalcin there.
May I just say how much I love Bluff's message. He's obviously the AlphaTauri driver, so he's rooting for Wedge there to get back at it and maybe get that pole position, and if not, he can get a nice start and go into the first corner P1. And basically, if he doesn't fuck up the strategy there, he's probably winning the race.
Yes. I am watching Zambius right now. I'm unsure if he is on a lap time, but we'll just see as he's crossing the line here. Looks like he's giving it everything he's got. We'll just see the timing screens there. It looks like he's just starting then, as we're going to go on board with him as well. So obviously I know some of these drivers have actually raced in a league with TOS, who does have a fantastic league there. TOS is actually quite a very, he's a very good driver. He's very clean, very fast. Obviously I know McLaren lad, I've raced with him for maybe a year or two. A very tidy driver. I've seen McNeish before, and obviously Jimi Hendrix and Outer Rim are down from tier 2 last year from AME to tier 4. I think Outer Rim's using a new wheel, which is why, you know, there's a big learning curve going from controller to wheels. So let's see how, you know, obviously in time I believe he'll be even faster. Oh, as we've seen Zambius spin, and oh, I don't know if you can get rear wing damage from qualifying. I'm not sure about that.
I think it's only on the simulation damage, and we have it on full. So it should and still on the simulation damage, it's tough to get damage for the rear wing. So I doubted that he got any.
One thing I'm surprised to see is I don't see Danny Lanafear here. He was my old arch rival, and I seen him. He was a tier 4 driver, but he seems to be missing, and in return we have, I think, David has replaced him. I might be wrong about that, but I don't see Danny there. I was excited to see him race, but it'll be nice.
Arch nemesis.
Arch nemesis. He was a rival. He was. I had rivals every season. 256 was last season, so 256.
Yeah,
you know,
but 256 is too good for you, isn't he?
I wouldn't know about that. I think he's worried. But yes. So McLaren lad is coming out of the pits. P9. Do you think McLaren lad can get up the grid?
Yeah, I believe in him. He not necessarily is the fastest of drivers that I know, but he's definitely up there. He can put in some incredible lap times. It really depends on him, not on me.
That's true. Zenvius is going to get the boot, and he has spun. I think I've just seen him spin against me, just in front of McLaren lad as well. It's not what you want to see at the start, you know. Spinning in quali, you know, it's going to ruin your confidence for the race. You're gonna question your car's balance. You're gonna wonder, maybe I might just brake that little bit sooner. Maybe I might just brake, you know, 50 meters in front because I don't want to spin. I want to keep the car on track, and that's basically what my advice would be to these drivers: is if you keep the car on track and you don't make any contact with anyone in front of you or behind you, you know you're going to be in the top 10. You know this.
Well, if drivers are listening, they should listen to you because you won yesterday. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah, no, the raceman was very, very lucky. I don't think I've ever got so lucky in a race, which was my first ever win. So, you know, that's all I did was kept the car on track, and just focus on my own race. Make sure I didn't spin, and then it came to you. So, yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly what these drivers should do. Keep calm and not spin.
There's a wheel on track, and Wedge just ran right over it. Luckily enough, it didn't affect him as he's powering it down to turn 10 here. This is a pretty good lap from him. He's into third gear, keeps it in third gear. He's going to push it right down this back straight.
Virginian Bluff believes in you. Don't disappoint him.
No. He's got a lot to prove.
A bit of lock up there, wasn't there?
There was, but I genuinely think this is a very good lap by Wedge, as he's going to swing it in and right on the power as he's coming down this final straight.
2 turns off the provisional pole time. Is he going to beat it? Didn't he lose any time through the last sector? Only time will tell, and that time is coming now. Is he going to get that pole position?
Oh, he does! Yes, 125.2. What a lap! What a lap! I was about to swear there.
Let's spectate Yalchin. He's the one challenging for the pole position. He's still setting the lap.
He is. He's just coming in the second.
1/10 of the fastest lap now. Sector 2 is crucial. Yeah, he needs to push if he wants to get a provisional pole back. Coming into turn 10, swings it right into there. Maybe a bit of oversteer, I don't know. Taking the esports racing line into the turn 11. Nice exit there. Doesn't look like he's struggling with
just
the
while
car.
Yeltsin is about to fire it into the third sector here, you have to say TOS and Jimi Hendrix, good laps from them to get into the top, the second row of the grid here. So we'll just see if Yeltsin can take away pole from Wedge as he's coming into the last corner here. Up in the fifth and sixth.
He probably will, to be honest. It looks like it. And it's
he's done it.
It's 125.1.
And he's pulled it out of the bag.
Yelchin is going to be on pole, I believe, because
Wedge
if Roybank, no, Roybank isn't setting anything. Roybank has still left the set, so.
Roybank's watching. Oh, is he going to go through the gap? No, I think it's just the AI. I thought, what's going on here? But no, but. Well, it's a good qualifying from everyone. Only split.
Is it only me, or can I see blistering on the tires?
I don't know. It looks like it in the middle of the tire.
It looks like some black spots are on the tires. Yeah, that's sick. There was nothing like that in the last year's game, as I remember.
But yes,
that's nice.
But we are gonna just take a wee quick break here, and then we'll be back for the race. And we'll do a quick rundown of the order if you want to go ahead there.
Yeah, I will, but let's just wait the 50 seconds till the session ends, so I can do it properly in my fashion.
Bluff is calling that the pole was rigged. You have to say a Mercedes getting pole in the last few seconds. I think
It's rigged quite oftenly by the Mercedes. It's not a surprise Mercedes rigging something.
But we'll be right back in 1 wee second, boys. So here we are for Bahrain, the race. With Yeltsin on pole and Wedge being a bit of a fraud in P2. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any other drivers that are going to take the win here in the round 1 of Tier 4. We've got the likes of Jimi Hendrix, TOS, quite a stacked grid for Tier 4, so and there could be other drivers too that we haven't actually talked about yet that could be a surprise winner. The race is long, so we'll just see what's going to happen. There's 3 DRS zones in Bahrain. There's obviously one on the start-finish straight, and then after turn 2, a short one up to the hill until turn 4, and then after turn 10 there's a decent-sized DRS zone. As we can see, Bottas coming in, diving a little bit on Hamilton. Future teammates, but not future teammates there, as it's a bit of a collision. Turn 4, a classic. Rosberg and Hamilton. Hamilton and Rosberg going side by side for the whole lap, and we all love to see that. We all want to see that in this race too. And of course, turn 8, Kvyat, otherwise known as the Torpedo, coming in. Stroll, you have to say he's gone there, so it's not what you want to see. But hopefully we won't see any of that tonight, as the drivers should be racing clean. As we're about to just start the race here. So, brought to you by Jog and Stevie Lee. Let's just hope that we have a fantastic race. Jog, who is your, let's just say, race winner? Who you putting your money on?
You see, I am quite familiar with the commentator skills, so I'm not going to say anything. Commentator skills has been following me since the start of my career, so I would rather not say anything until it's done and dusted.
Well, as a new commentator, the commentator's curse doesn't really apply to me, so I'm actually going to hedge my bet on TOS. A surprise 3rd place up in the first winner. I've seen how fast he is, I've seen how clean he is, so I think he can, wear the tide of time. I know he puts a lot of work into his own league racing, and, I feel like he's got the experience to win this one.
Yeah, so we are now going into turn 10 on the formation lap.
Oh, as Ronark. Sorry, I'll have to get ready to pronounce your names correctly over the season.
Ravnak Alam
is disqualified.
disqualified.
Yeah. Just a quick question. What sort of UI do I want to have up on the screen? Does the chat want to see the tires, or?
Well, yeah. Just turn off the telemetry, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
The map and everything you should leave on.
Track map. Yeah.
And F2 hide UI. So predicted pit stop strategy of AVS is lap 7 to 9 of pitting on softs, and lap 16 to 17 pitting on mediums. So can those medium tires last?
Well, the medium tires can only really last, I'd say, well, this is my personal opinion, would be about 13 to 14 laps where they're starting to go off. I think they can go maybe to lap 18, 19, but you're really struggling then. As we are about to get underway here, as the rest of the cars are going to line up, so I'll let you take it away, Jog. But the optimal strategy.
It's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away they go for the first Grand Prix of the year. Ravnak Yelchin gets an excellent start, but Vejnian gets a better one, so he's leading into turn 1, side by side going through there. In turn 2, who gets the upper advantage? And coming out of the turn 3, it's Yalchin who's taking the lead. A lot of position changes here. Guide us through them, please.
Yeah, there's a wedge right up behind Yeltsin here. Where he's putting the pressure on right at the start, but Yeltsin's done well to stay in the lead here. In terms of position changes, McLaren lads still P11 with those medium tyres, but he's fallen down here. I don't know what's happened to McLaren lad. He's fallen a little bit as the soft runners are getting ahead, and James has got into P10, so it's pretty good work from him as he is on the medium tyres.
Yeah, and all 20 runners so far,
yes,
so that's good.
That is very good from everybody, racing clean. As I am watching James right now, I'm going on board with him as he is coming down. He's right behind David. Oh, there's some position changes just behind. There's McLaren lad's going on Ron Ork, Alan. That's a good exit from him. It's going to be side by side.
Philoctitis loses a lot of positions there. I believe he just got a poor exit out of turn 13. So.
Oh, and we have Ronark into the pits. He obviously must have had damage there. We have a change for a lead as they're side by side. They're side by side through turn 2 and 3, and still going up. Obviously no DRS at this stage, but Wedge has taken the lead from Yeltsin. That was a very good move from him, as we're going to just go on board with as the timing lobbies do have a wee bit of a glitch. But yes, Yeltsin right behind Wedge, and I feel like this fight's going to last all race as they both seem, equal to each other.
Yeah, and yet you still predicted Toss.
Well, Toss is doing well right behind him in P3. So.
Oh, and we have the first retirement of the session is the Alpine of the Agostoner. And it's VSC deployed.
Oh, it is a VSC. I wonder what happened there. I didn't quite catch that, but.
Yep, I'm just looking at Ravnax. Oh no, it is. I believe. Am I colorblind? Is it Alpine or is it?
No, there is an Alpine and a Haas at the back, quite far at the back. But I believe Ravnax.
Is the retirement Alpine or Williams?
That's definitely. I actually don't know. I believe that is...
I'm colorblind.
Oh, a virtual safe drive-through penalty for Philotic speeding under the safety car. We've actually seen that quite a little bit in Tier 1 and with our boy Weasel. Unfortunately, he was leading the race and he got a drive-through during the virtual safety car, but it has ended. Now Wedge has got a good getaway, but right behind him we have Yeltsin. As we will. And Ponweed is right behind Jimi Hendrix here. It's going to get a little bit feisty as we're coming into the backside. DRS is active now.
Into turn 4 we go, and nobody takes the Hamilton line. Seriously, guys. Oh no, McNeish does a little bit. If you know what I mean. By the Hamilton racing line here.
Has been gapped a little bit by Jimi Hendrix, as we do see some scoring, and the AlphaTauri by Zenvius. It's wiggles everywhere, and McLaren's got a 3 second stop go. 3 second penalty for corner cutting, our first penalty of the day. Probably see a few more of those as
we will surely see some of them, because they happen quite often in this F1 game. We don't see them as often in F1, but like in F1 we have way faster drivers than. A few penalties here and there is expected.
Ponweed's out, is he?
Oh, and it's Ponweed retiring. What happened to him?
No, his tire's fully gone there. Tire's fully gone. I believe he's probably binned it in the death corner, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
And I'd be surprised if a safety car didn't come out here, as Wedge is sort of getting away from everybody else. 1 second up on Yeltsin, and Wedge is sort of storming here.
Yeah, Toss is now coming for Yalchin. Yalchin doesn't have the DRS from Vejnian. That's not the case with Toss. He has the DRS from Yalchin himself. Into turn 4. Yalchin seems to be letting him pass, or maybe he doesn't let him get.
Oh, there's a bit of a swerve.
Oh, and he has to back out. thing that Lewis Hamilton didn't do at the Silverstone Grand Prix. He backs out. And now he will have another chance of overtaking into the turn 11.
Huge swerve there by Shogun, as Vessel is right behind him now. And this is quite a good battle for P10 to P13, as all four cars are very tightly packed together. But we will switch back to the P2 and P3 battle, as we do have toss. Sorry.
Yeah, no overtaking here into turn 11, so he will have to wait at least until turn 1 or turn 14. Depends how close he is out of turn 13. He is very close, within 3/10 here, so if he gets a nice stow, Yalchin is not using his overtake. Yeah, he doesn't get it, but I believe he will get it into turn 1.
He will, and that is very close. I think Toss is about to overtake for P2 here. Yeltsin has nothing to defend, no ERS deployed, and Toss is into P2. Very good move by Toss.
Passed him like standing.
But
Yalchin now has
will have
the
ERS.
opportunity to come
and
back.
Toss had a bit of a wiggle, and now Yeltsin can come back at Toss.
Yeah.
And
Toss,
he's
you're making...
they're side by side.
Through here.
That's a great move. And the McLaren behind Toss is under severe pressure here. The McLaren's right behind him. I keep doing that, I'm sorry.
Pressure should be rising. Toss is now so close to the Mercedes ahead, but there's McNeish lurking right behind them too. So if both make a mistake, he can easily take that P2 away from them.
We are on board with Toss, as he does have DRS here coming down this straight. Yeltsin again, just taking the right line, trying to keep that car in front. And they both don't have any wiggles, and Yeltsin seems to be getting away a little bit from Toss, as this is probably the closest battle on track at the minute, and it means a lot to Toss. You know, he needs to get out after Wedge, who's gapping it up the road right now from these two fighting.
Yeah, we might also have a battle between... Oh no, McNeish is too far from... I am IJ. Sorry for mispronouncing that name. But Toss, will he make a move into turn 1? It's definitely closer than it was previously, and...
Oh, the Mercedes is gone! Wide, very wide, and is it going to let the other ones through? I keep doing the wrong button. I'm sorry. Yes, McNeish does get, and yeah, Yeltsin has lost 2 positions there to Jimi Hendrix and McNeish. Unfortunately, we didn't catch that because I'm a little bit of the bottom figure of the buttons at the minute. But we will get there, don't worry. As we do, we will switch to James here, as he is getting closer and closer to Rubinek. This little group here between James and McLaren lad, as that camera angle doesn't do it justice. They're all very close here, all on the medium strategy. So James and P7, all on the mediums. You have to say, if there's no safety car here, you know, James is going to have a big chance here of maybe even a Grand Prix win with the mediums. Obviously, he can stay out longer, and if he keeps those medium tires in check, he could even go for the soft spot. The likely the Honda Beat engine in front of him. Oh, there's a yellow in sector 3. What's happened?
Yeah, I am IJ's pun letting. Oh, and there's a side-by-side battle between Zenvis and James Warren. And James Warren seems to be coming out on top, but Zenvis late braking, and there's nothing that James can do for now. Loses his rear end there. Still has the DRS, but
he's in trouble. He's in trouble from Rubinek behind. We have double DRS for Rubinek. Is he going to send it into turn 1 here? He's looking at it, but they're all staying nice and calm. Oh, there's a touch, but no sending the driver.
There is none.
Jimi Hendrix going into the pits 4 hard tires, lap 7. A little bit early, I'd think, but...
Oh yeah, I just noticed that it says Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, it's backwards, yeah, it took me a while to get as well. But this battle for the medium runners here, you have to say it is crucial for them to, you know, not hold each other up too much, as they want to stay, you know, relatively close to the soft runners in front of them, who obviously tires are going to start going off in lap 7.
Yeah, and so far Wedge Neon has a very nice lead.
Oh, Scruffy has just swapped him. He's spun. He has spun. You could maybe say the tyres are going off and he hasn't handled it there. If you go under the curb there, oh no.
Oh, no.
When the tyres are heated up like that, you need to
It
take
looks
it
like
easy.
me on social race. Just
Yeah, no, when the tyres are burnt up like that, you know, you've got to struggle for at least the next 6 or 7 corners, and he's going to be falling right to the back there, unfortunately for
yeah,
him.
he's
Oh, he spun
drifting once
again.
again.
Oh,
Oh no.
no. You have to say he needs to just compose himself a little bit there. He's got himself
Oh, and
heated.
Roybink is side by side with James Warren, and he makes the move into turn 15. James Warren will be will want to come back right at him. Both full ERS deployment, both DRS, just one has tow and the other doesn't. James Warren.
Oh, he's got to watch out for the Alpha Tower in front of him.
Roybank into turn 1. Loses the rear end there, and Roybank comes back right at him.
He runs off the track.
James Warren for now will have to settle with P6. Not the ideal situation, and we have... Is this Scruffy? Yeah, Scruffy is just spinning all over and over again.
No. Yeah, Scruffy. Goff did say in chat his racing number is the number of spins he has on average. And that is a little bit hard to take for Scruffy, but it could be possibly true. He's probably... Oh no, Zen, this is gone!
Oh no!
And he's opened up the gap for Rubinek and James here and McLaren lad to, you know, these 4 cars had a good chance of winning this race. And Zenvius has binned it. But we're going to stick on board with James here. So I believe there will be an overtake. Coming up here as James is taking it nice and easily. Smooth through this corner. Putting Rubinek under severe pressure as Rubinek is 5 seconds behind the front 3. You have to say the front 3 are doing quite well in those softs to keep away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and there are not many battles on track for now, as
Definitely,
I can see.
definitely the one.
And we have 2 cars pitting. It's McNish and Toss. Now, which pit crew is better, McLaren or Alfa Romeo? We'll soon find out.
Of course, Alfa Romeo. McLaren terrible, is what I would always say, as James is going to have a good opportunity of a pass into what will be P2, and we're just going to watch it here down the long straight. Oh no, and he's being conservative there, but he is still right behind him. As where did the boys who pitted come out? P9 and P10. So it's not bad at all. It's Toss remains in front of McNish, but they are still incredibly close. But we will stay on this battle with Rubinek and James because this, I believe.
Yeah, and will Veg's decision not to pit will be his demise, because they might go for an undercut here. McLaren lad, not McLaren lad, McNish with Toss. So if he doesn't pit this lap, and we have Scruffy in the wall once again. If he doesn't pit this lap, he's in great danger of actually ruining his race.
Definitely. He wouldn't ruin the race, but he would certainly lose out to the 2 that have gone for, I'd say, a relatively early stop, but, you know, on medium tyres.
Listens to us.
A medium tyres is going to push it unless you have a safety car. I would always opt for the hards here. I think Jimmy Hendricks has got this bang on, so he's a dark horse to watch out for later in the race as we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh my goodness, Scruffy dead on the track. Scary as James goes past Rubinek for the lead. And he has to let him pass because of the yellow flag. I've not seen that ever happen really before in a race where Scruffy has in fact impacted. Oh! And Rubinek's gone. Rubinek is gone, and that frees up James McLaren. That's just gone.
Very unlucky for him. James Warren is leading this race as well as leading our lovely league. Of course, the only driver here.
We have my one and only fan in chat says Rubinek was really before him, but unfortunately you have cursed him as... Oh, we see Shogun drop down the order. I don't know what's happened there.
Oh, and James Warren has run wide.
And he's let McLaren in with a lead.
Yeah.
I'd have to say...
We curse him. We will lose our jobs. We curse him.
We would... Yeah, we have to be nice to this man as he is the admin and the owner. As, of course, we can't show any bias to anybody, but McLaren lad, I don't know where he started. I believe he started P5 or 6. We have another yellow in sector too. It's very hard to catch up with everything going on the track right now. But
There's a huge battle between Toss and McNeish, as well as Yalchin and Shogun behind them.
But there could be a pass for the lead here, as James has DRS again. Hopefully the yellow flags won't impact him this time, as he's not close enough. But we will wait until the second DRS zone. That's what's special about Bahrain. The second DRS zone, the straight line speed, is crucial around this track. And the exit.
And the thing that I'm noticing, that James Warren not necessarily getting the best exits out of turn 10-2, so not very good entry into the second DRS zone. How is Vegenian in P3? He pitted last lap.
So
he's now P3.
Yes, because I'd have to say that, you know, all the hold-ups behind, obviously McNeish and Toss were fighting for those laps. Crucially, probably giving Wedge the edge there. If you pardon the pun, I don't know if that is a pun, but you know,
Wedge the edge.
You know, McNeish is probably.
McNeish has 6 seconds.
I'm seeing Toss is gone. I've commentator's curse, and I'm never going to predict the driver again. As Yeltsin is back in the P6. As we can see, we go back to James here, coming back to the start-finish straight. He's still in DRS. Can he make a move on McLaren? These two, surely your favourites now, with all the mistakes and other hold-ups and battling between the drivers behind. I feel like this alternative strategy has to work for these two, unless there's a safety car that ruins everything.
I believe that Vegenian is now the favourite, because he has already done his pit stop, at least one of them, and he's now catching up to the 2 drivers ahead that have not yet pitted.
That's true.
And they both have time penalties as well.
Oh yes. Do you want to run us through the time penalties? What is it McLaren and James on 3 seconds each?
Yeah, and then we have McNeish on 6, Zenvius on 3, and Philoctitis on 3 as well. Nothing more for now.
Yeah, I feel like it's crucial. I feel like James has a bit more pace than McLaren in that the Haas, but it seems like it's impossible to pass McLaren. McLaren's getting the better exits, like you said. So, you know, I feel like James is getting held up by McLaren, and he needs to pump in that overtake and get a good exit in this last home straight here, or I feel like he's going to be in trouble here. Maybe P6 might be the best for him, with the rest of the medium runners being on, you know, new tyres.
Yeah, so far, so calm, because there are... Oh, and Wesley has spinned it, so he loses 2 positions there. I wanted to say so far so good, but not very good for the Red Bull driver. The gaps are consistent. There is a small gap between McNeish and outer rim. Now McNeish will be wanting to make a move.
Oh, there's another yellow flag. We're gonna stay with the P1 and P2 battle, as James is in P2. 256 has
just gone off the track. I believe he spinned it. Spinned it in the death corner, as we like to call.
And Rubinek has pitted for hard tyres, and he's coming out in P10, so that's not actually quite bad. But at this stage, you probably want to go for mediums here. He's been out for, or maybe he started on mediums tonight. He's just pitted early on the medium strategy. But yes, P10 on the hards, new hards. He has to be up there at the end of this race. In terms of battles on track, we have Yeltsin in outer rim. Yeltsin right behind outer rim. Outer rim, of course, on those older medium tyres. And we're going to just go on board with Yeltsin here. As they're going to go be side by side. And the straight line speed of the Mercedes is just much superior to the Ferrari here. And
the tyres as well.
Yes.
One driver on 12 lap hole tyres, the other on 4 lap hole tyres. So... a huge difference.
Look at how fast Yeltsin pulls away from outer rim there.
Yeah.
Outer rim having actually a very good race here. You know, he's new to the wheel, but I haven't actually seen him spin. So McLaren lad pits, and this is kind of crucial. We'll have to see where McLaren lad comes out here. But
now, will he be good enough?
So will he?
Yeah, it is a very nice pitch.
Will he come front? I feel it'd be P6 here in the hard tires.
No, he will be P8 or
P8,
P9.
P8.
P8, yeah.
Oh, as Edward pits, and we switch back to McLaren lad. Yeah, P8 on the hards, just behind Jimi Hendrix. So I think these guys have got that strategy right. You know, obviously the medium tires who pitted early, I feel they'll be struggling at the end of this race because of the lack of safety car, which 17 runners still left in the race. Did you expect that as we started, you know?
No, I expected for everyone who finishes to get point finish, so at least 10 DNFs. But you see, I might commonly discuss everything. I told you that I wouldn't predict the winner for today's race. Look what you have gone done.
I know. Although he is still P6, sorry. So you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen at all. We might see a late safety car. You never know.
Might see a late spin from him.
Unfortunately, yeah, there's not really any close battles on track. Probably the closest battle is Yeltsin trying to chase down McNeish. Who's impressed you so far today?
It's probably James Warren. Or maybe no, it's probably Vegnian. He's very fast, the guy. He did not get a pole position, but in terms of driving and racecraft, he's one of the best.
Yes,
at
because
the moment.
we seen a fight early on by Wedge and Yeltsin, but of course Yeltsin had that where he's fighting very hard to keep the lead, and he's went wide in turn one, and it's cost him a few positions, and he's just not, you know, recovered yet. You can see that Wedge is nearly 5 or 6 seconds behind Wedge now, so you know that has been costly. As you can see them up the road, only coming into the view now. So we do have Zenvius and David, probably the closest now. As the group sort of splits, it is easier to follow, so you know, it makes my job easier on the camera. And David is hunting down Zenvius on this the hard tires, 2 laps older, but he seems to have a bit more pace as he's trying to get into that DRS zone, which he is in now. It's going to be nip and tuck for this. He needs to get this right here if he has a chance.
I believe that the DRS zone is about closing the distance, not necessarily overtaking into turn 11, because it's just so tough to overtake there. So yeah, we will not see a move into turn 11.
What?
We might see a move into turn 1
Yeah.
if they keep this distance.
What would you say about McLaren, lad? He's gone onto the hards here. He's got the freshest tyres on the grid, and he's only in P8, roughly about 14 seconds behind the leader, and then, you know, 12 seconds behind Wedge, whose tyres may go off near the end of the race. I'd say McLaren, lad, although he's just got a penalty, he may be the dark horse for this race with that strategy. But we do see David here coming up on Zenvius. Slipstream and DRS coming into the first turn. He pulls out wide. Oh, very late braking. I think he's gone a bit too deep. As we're maybe see the switch back there side by side into turn 2 and up to 3. He's going to get the DRS. Still side by side. Yes, the AlphaTauri gets it, and he's pulling away. He holds the position, and that is great defensive driving by Zenvius. He's gone wide. As another commentator's curse as the Alfa Romeo gets in front.
Yeah, now I think cameraman is the better work for you. Don't curse anybody. Or again, if you are the cameraman. Yeah, but in all seriousness,
we see
very nice moves from Zenvius there was, but
yes,
not anymore.
Yes, as we do see Toss is coming up with 9 lap younger tyres onto outer rim, who still hasn't pitted yet, just like the leader. I feel like they'll be wanting to go on the sauce on the end of the race, so they will be mega fast, but this should be an easy routine overtake for Toss there, as he's up into P5, and you know, after that spin being P5, you know, that is, you know, he's got some pace in that car today, so if he hadn't spin, he could possibly be fighting for the lead.
Yeah, Wedge Neon, by the way, is closing in on James Warren, who still hasn't pitted after 16 laps of running with those mediums.
Sorry to interrupt, but these two were fighting again, and Zenvius has finally succumbed to David, who has taken over him, and I feel like a little bit of mistake from Xavius there, which made the overtake like taking candy from a baby there. As we're looking there just to try and find the nearest battle on track, and yes, it is P2. We do see Wedge and James, who has a big wiggle there in the turn one. You want to be binning it there, James, as you're coming down into the. I would let Wedge pass or try and hold him up as much as you can, but you'd have to say these two medium runners on 16 lap old mediums. Surely the time's to pit now. Or is he going to stay out for another 2 laps? Maybe 2 laps and then 10 laps on the softs. It's an easy peasy overtake for Wedge to go under the lead of this race. And can anyone catch this man? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, that's true. Wedge is going to bin it in the next lap now. Hopefully that counteracts it.
Once again predicting something that might happen. And he's now just pulling away so easily. Probably the closest battle is between James Warren and Wedge Neon.
Yes, we're going to stick on these guys for now. As you know, we're going to go on board with James here, and you can see he's all over the road here. You know, these medium tires really drop off after about lap 16. These are the crucial times. I would probably say those tires are worn maybe 70, nearly 80%. I genuinely couldn't do that yesterday on the medium tires.
Maybe he lost the contact.
Yellow flag in sector 1. I feel like that's Ramnak, is
That's Ramnak, yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
No, it's not. It is Shogun.
Shogun?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Shogun. I know he's wanted to do well today.
Yeah, Ravnak, on the other hand, is doing pretty well catching up to Vesely. 2 tenths of a gap between them.
Thank you for the follow, Carpe Kingu and Davey Lee fan. Obviously, I know you two don't usually watch F1, but I hope you're enjoying the race today. As Philodix picks up a time penalty. Where is Philodix on the? He has been P17.
He's P17.
He's probably desperate for a safety car or something to bring him back into this race.
Yeah.
But those time penalties aren't going to do him any good. To be fair, James Warren keeping up with Wedge on 10 lap older mediums.
Do you want a penalty rundown? Hello?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I lost. Oh, when Ravnak runs wide and Wesley gets back at him. So basically, the penalties go as follows: James Warren 3 seconds, Vignesh 6, McLaren Lad 3, Zenvius 3, Anfi 5, and Loctitis 6 as well. So Ravnak regains that position, by the way, from Wesley. How old are the tires?
Ravnak
4 is on older tires, but still keeping up very nicely with the
4 lap older tire. Obviously, Vessel's on fresh new mediums. As we see Unify get overtaken by Philodix at the back, but we do see Unify coming back at Philodix now. This is all for pride. No one wants to finish at the back of the grid, as they seem to be side by side going into turn 1.
And Anfi will get the upper edge there, coming out of turn 1 and 3 as well.
Philodix definitely had to back out of that one, as he's losing a significant amount of time in the straight. It's a terrible exit. Has cost him a little bit, as we do see in P15 to P14. We do see Ramnak and Vessel still fighting here. As I switch the camera again because I'm very good at this, and yes.
Yep,
yes,
McLaren Lad, I think he went for an overtake on Jimi Hendrix, but that's not a surprise because his tires are 7 laps younger than Jimmy's is, but he still has those 6 seconds of time penalties he has to worry about. So as long as he keeps the gap close, Jimi Hendrix is on top.
There's a massive fight for P17 and P16. Flawless and Unify going side by side through these corners, and they must be having a bit of fun with each other here. Because there's Wheelman! Oh, there's nearly collisions. There was collisions, but yeah, they both survived.
Jim Wong, you're going to have one hell of a night today. May I say? Yeah, there's definitely a.
It's getting feisty for these boys. Feisty between these boys as we have Philodix coming up. He's got DRS. He's going to pull out wide. Oh,
yeah,
so
the Humphrey needs to go flat out into him.
Oh, they're side by side again. Oh, the Mercedes gone. Oh, that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
Oh no.
As that was a great fight. They're free wide here. Shogun, Vessel, and Ranik. All the actions at the back of the grid, but toss, something's happened. James, McNeish, and Yeltsin all in the pits. What's happening here? They're all going on the fresh sauce, every one of them, so they're going to be incredibly fast at the end of the race. And now Wedge just has to keep going, praying for no more safety cars. He's 14 seconds up. 14 seconds up, and there's a very tight battle up the turn one here. 4 cars.
Ooh, Roybank! Yeah, you got hit there, buddy. By McNeish. Now into turn 4.
Free wide!
Free wide!
Oh, there's no collisions!
Is he going to come out on top? Will he?
No.
My game.
Safety car! What happened? Yeah, safety car. I'm not
what
sure.
Happened?
I'm not
Ravnok,
sure. Ravnok's gone. I'm not really.
That ruins the race for Wedge.
Oh, it does! I just cursed him again. I can't check Discord, unfortunately, boys. Sorry about that.
He does not have any damage. Toz does not have any damage. He's in P2, so.
Yes.
Still possibility. Well, Virginian is now properly.
So the safety car is out, and of course Wedge should pit for soft tires.
Yeah, he's pitting.
This has helped Toss, who I have recommended for the win of this race. It's given him a lifeline here with all the soft runners coming behind him. It's terrible for the soft runners as all the cars in front of him has a free pit stop.
Yeah, Virginian will come out
in P1
on top.
He will. That's very good for him.
And
but
Toss is serving, I believe. No, he's pitting.
So you need this to be fast. This coming down the straight. How many? James is in the P2. Where's Toss going to come out? There's 2 cars flying down the straight here.
Toss will come out
P5. Not bad. As we probably want to see the whole grid pit in. There's huge action in the pit lane as everyone's going into softs for these last 7 laps.
Yeah, and that's Nien now. It's the battle of his life. Will he come out on top? Will James, who had not the best qualifying session, he might.
Bloss says it's the AlphaTauri master plan. Is it? Or has Wedge actually got unlucky? There is 2 people behind him.
Or is Bloff just simping for AlphaTauri?
Although AlphaTauri is the master race, and I am also AlphaTauri, so if we can see 2 AlphaTauris win tier 3 and 4, you know that's gonna be good for the Honda beat, boys. So, with everything as it stands, Zenvius goes on the medium tires. Is there something that he knows that we don't? As I'm a little bit confused. Maybe he didn't have any more fresh soft tires left to pit, but the whole grid now has Bar Vessel, who has stayed out for track position on the medium tires. To be fair, they are fresh mediums, only 3 laps old. For track position, I would have risked to go into for the soft tire and hope something happens ahead, but the safety car is going to really mix up it.
Yeah, the whole grid is red.
Whole grid is red. Zenvius and Vessel could be kicking themselves here. If I was them, I would pit for softs. To be honest, the speed difference between the softs and mediums probably about 0.8 to 1 second in qualifying conditions. So in the race, maybe 3-4 tenths, 5 tenths a lap, depending on how confident. Obviously, with the soft tires, you're way more confident with the grip you have. The medium tires, not so much. They take a little bit less to warm up, and obviously in a 2-3 laps you're in the zone. But for the hards, no one has them anymore, so I'm sure everyone's happy to get rid of them.
Yeah. As we are now on the safety car period, we can talk about. What did you want to talk about here?
Yes.
We have a lot of to talk about during this race.
Yes.
Um,
We've only
for
got
example, how you cursed two drivers or three.
3. So, as a new commentator, I wasn't actually sure what the commentator's curse was, but today I do know, and I'll have to, control myself a little bit in my predictions for the next race. But this safety car has definitely changed up this race. James is in front of Wedge. What is going on? I'm so confused. I don't know if the server's lagging or Wedge is P5. What's going on?
Fuck. God knows what just happened.
I have no idea. The whole order's been mixed up.
Many moves being made.
What has happened? Sorry, I was concentrating on talking because I didn't think anything was going on.
Bluff, is this also a part of AlphaTauri's master plan?
This is AlphaTauri's master plan, P5 to P1. He knows it, Wedge knows it.
Yeah, he just wants to gain more positions during this race.
I don't know what's happened.
Wants a bit of challenge.
I genuinely don't know. Wedge must have run off the track because all the other positions have seemingly been the same. Although McNeish has been overtaken by Yeltsin. I'm very, very confused about this. I'm very confused.
Look, the race. Look at Unfi, yeah?
Yeah.
Does he need to unlap himself? Or isn't he lapped? He's just 1 minute 22 seconds behind.
I believe he is. I believe he is lapped. Safety car is in this lap. That is a late call. That is a hugely late call. I don't know what is going on here, but James is going to have to really slow down the pace here. He's going to have to wait until that safety car goes into the pits, as we're going to see.
Yeah, I'm looking at Veg now, and will he make back the positions?
Well, you keep an eye on Veg in this. We see an overtake. For some reason, a Mercedes on a Mercedes when there's only... Unify has been lapped. I think he's just a ghost car. But we see toss. Oh, it's 3 wide.
So much contact here.
There's a lot. You keep an eye on the back of the grid as we're watching from the front. This is crucial.
Oh,
as James
punted off the track.
Oh no.
Veg.
No.
His race has been ruined.
No. Wedge is still P9. He's still trying to make it up. But we're watching P2 and P3 as that ghost Mercedes is confusing me unbelievably, as Yeltsin and McNeish are very close, and Toss as well. This top battle for P2, P3 and P4. James needs to get the gap.
Down the inside of McLaren, lad. Such a strange safety car here.
It is. It's
very,
really,
very bizarre.
Really mix it up. As we are watching Toss and the Mercedes.
I did not know that FIA was introducing new regulations under the safety car that P1 goes to P5.
Oh, this is so close between 3, 4 and 5. These 3 drivers won a podium. They're fighting for the last podium position. As you can see, this line of cars all fighting for this position. Anything can happen in this last bit. But James certainly in the lead. As I'm going to try and get up the... If you can tell me the penalties so we know who's provisionally in the lead.
Yeah, James has 3, Yalchin has 3, McNeish has 6, McLaren has 3, Zenvius 3, Edward 3, and Philoctitis 6.
So we actually have currently TOS and Jimi Hendrix battling for the lead, as we do see a move side by side by Rubinek and David. David's going to come back at him, as we will go on board quickly with Rubinek as he's looking out, but Rubinek has secured P7. And all these guys need to do without any penalties is not fight too much, as the front 3 all have penalties. We go to Yeltsin actually, who's very close behind James. Oh no, sorry, Wedge may be making a move on David here. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to get those places back. The AlphaTauri has not. This safety car has really ruined his race. He's just not optimized, this race for himself.
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
Bizarre way for Wedge's race to go. 14 seconds in the lead. Sailing, cruising to the victory. Now he's P9 after that safety car. I have no idea what happened. But we do see Yeltsin coming very close to James. This is for position, as they both have 3 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah, Yalchin is now fighting with James Warren into turn 1. No DRS yet from the race control.
Yeah, surely these drive. McNeish does get fastest lap. He is right behind too. Oh, there's collisions. McNeish goes into it, and this is so good for Toss. Toss just needs to sit here and do nothing. Just drive your race. 3 laps to go. All the drivers in front of you have got penalties. Just keep care of Jimi Hendrix, who is prowling in the back as well. And I feel like there may be a side by side by Wedge. There's so much action. I can't keep up. David and Wedge so close together. You can even kiss their cars. And we'll have to go back to the front 3 battle. Have to, as McNeish. Oh, it's so tight at the front. All 3 tiers so tight at the front for the last couple of laps. Extremely exciting racing from all. Oh, we see an AlphaTauri off. Is that Zenvious? Zenvious is gone.
Yeah, that is Envious. Oh, and Philoctitis follows his path into the wall.
Oh dear. Those boys' races are certainly over. As the front 3, Toss just watching this happen as, oh my goodness, the front 5 are separated by nearly, what is a second, maybe 2. This is going to be insane as we come up to the last corner. Who's going to get a good slipstream? Who's going to get a good exit? Who's going to go into the lead of this race?
There's a long DRS rate now here. Toss looks
Oh, the
to be
3 wide!
happy.
3 wide! McNeish, is this a double overtake? Oh!
Oh, and they keep their positions, I believe. Oh no, and McNeish touches with I cannot speak, Yelchin.
He is a...
Now,
has
Toss looking. Oh!
Oh, what a
McNeish.
move! What a move by McNeish! What a move in the P2, son, that's how you do it!
Shows that he has the balls to do it.
He is showing what he can do in this race, as Toss is just loving this. Toss is loving this, but he has to watch out for Jimmy, who is right behind him. They are racing for the lead. This is actually the provisional race lead. Toss and Jimmy fighting for the win here, but it's just so exciting in front. There's about 6 or 7 cars in a line separated by a second each. We're just going to watch Jimmy and Toss as we can see both sort of battles everywhere on the track right now. I'm excited. I'm off my seat. Are you, Jog?
Yes, I am. I am now sitting right squished into my seat because there are some huge scenes here.
That's what the drivers need to do. They need to sit right into their seat. They need to keep them composed. We can get excited, but they certainly can't. That's where mistakes come in. And we're going back down to the finish straight again. DRS flying open. Going to go on board with Yeltsin here, or not. And I'm going to change camera.
McNeish is making a move out on the outside of James, down the inside, and he has to give up. Now the next move he can make is in turn 4. Will he show the balls again?
Oh, he does! Oh, it's too aggressive!
It, but no.
It's so aggressive from all the guys.
Yelchin is now coming back at McNeish for that big balls move down.
Oh, it's a dive up the inside! That is very aggressive! They're all off the track. Oh, and it's so good for Yelchin as he gets back. TOS needs to be so careful here. He just doesn't need to get a penalty. Don't fight, son, as they're coming down the straight. Who's going to win this race? I have to say Toss is the favourite, but Jimi Hendrix right behind Toss for the lead. Oh, there's contact! Oh dear! Oh, they're all still alive.
He does not have any damage, as I can see. He does not have any damage. So
that camera angle is fantastic.
As he did. Now
we're coming into the last lap of the race, and this is incredibly exciting. I'd say from P1 to P7 could all win this race. It could be tosses all over the track, but we're going to switch to Yeltsin, who is going up behind McNeish. McNeish, no DRS. Yeltsin, plenty of DRS, plenty of juice. Will he get past for the lead of this race? But technically not. He sends it up the inside. Heavy braking by McNeish, but it's very aggressive up the inside for Yeltsin. We have a look back at the grid. We still see James in P3. Respectable, but these boys need to stop fighting. We have penalties. Yellow sector 1 as a Ferrari off. Outer rim gone. Outer rim is gone. I can't switch. Oh, there's a slide. James had a huge moment. We're going to switch to On the last lap of the race, we have to watch Toss. This is for the win of the race. We're going to go
Now
on.
the thing is, if Toss touches James by accident or cuts the corner just a small bit, he's out of the contention for the win here.
That's true. We just have to pray that Toss, as I have to say, I've called it all race long, Toss to win this race. It can't.
Watch out, mate! Watch out!
It can't
Still,
not go
it's
wrong.
still
No,
2
there's only
seconds to
little-
go.
There's only a few corners to go. My voice is gone. I don't know what's happening anymore. We're watching Toss's jump. Oh no! McNeish is gone.
God!
Oh, he's out.
McNeish has been.
He's out. Oh, that's horrible.
He has been showing the balls that he can dive the inside, do anything, overtake anyone. And now he spins it in the death corner, as we
And
call
Toss,
it.
they're coming across the line. What has Jelson done? Toss is the winner.
Toss! It's P1! Toss is the winner!
Jimi Hendrix
The
P2.
first Grand Prix here, he's also leading the championship now.
Jimi Hendrix P2, Wedge P3. How has Wedge managed to get P3? By keeping clean and not getting any penalties, that's how. You see the battle of the front two, McLaren lad and Jelson, P7 and P9. That's what happens when you have penalties in this race, and you have to say, well fought battle by everyone. Only 5 retirements, and what an exciting race. McNeish survived to finish P12. That you'd be hurting himself tonight. Not like that, but you know he's gonna be crying. He will be crying. as that was a very exciting race, and I don't know what I'm talking about anymore because I am truly excited. Still, even though the race is over.
Oh boy.
TOS to win. I did call it. I'm a genius. But who would you say is your driver of the day today, Joe?
Wedge. Just because I feel so bad for him. I would say that Wedge deserved this win.
Yes.
Wedge was driving excellently. He was showing the pace. He was showing everything that he can do it. But no, eventually he had to.
Yes, I have to give it to TOS because I backed the man. He kept it cool. He didn't get any penalties, and he finished in P1. He didn't even qualify in the front row. Got co-mastered. Wedge says, "We seen it. We feel horrible for you, but if it comes to an overall driver of the day, we'll have to give it to Wedge because Wedge, you did pull in a master performance there. You're 14 seconds up. Unfortunately, the safety car has ruined your race, but you still finished P3, which is fantastic. If you want to run us down through the order of the final positions there.
Yeah, I would, because that's some positions that I really want to read. So, the winner of the first Grand Prix in the season is Toss. It doesn't let me go through the grid. Wait a second. Yeah, okay, so P1 is Toss, P2 Jimi Hendrix, P3 Wedge, P4 Roybank, P5 James, P6 McLaren lad, P7 Shogun, P8 Yalchin, P9 Edward, P10 Wesley, P11 McNeish, P12 Outer Rim, P13 David, P14 Philoctitus, P15 Zenvius, and P16, P17, P18, P19, P20 haven't finished the race.
What a race we had in the first race of this Tier 4 season. Fantastic racing by the boys today. I have to say, there was hardly any incidents. I don't think actually Gym 1 will be too busy today. The master admin, the master race steward will have to be pretty proud of Tier 4. Last year a lot of these drivers were caught in a lot of mess, but I think all the drivers today have to be proud of that. I feel like we certainly should have some interviews, don't you, Jog? We're going to cut for a short break and see if we can get anybody in here. So give us a couple wee minutes there.
Yeah.
To figure out what
Did you mute us?
just
we will interview Jimmy first, so
Yes.
then Roy Bank and then Amphi, okay?
yeah. So yes, we are live now. So Jimmy, P2 today. How do you feel about that?
P2 sounds great. I expected to be on the pavilion, but I didn't expect to be on the spot, and that was quite also the fact that I really don't like having to go to the safety car I got lucky.
Yes.
So it's actually lucky.
Surely the track is incredibly hard. Today, what was probably the best moment of the race?
Seeing all the penalties in front of me, I didn't have to do any fighting.
No, definitely not. We were thinking that you maybe could even got a race win today. Obviously, Toss just in front of you had no penalties. Well, we were wondering if you know if you were gonna send one in for the win, but no. I feel like
I thought about it, but I'm never one to send it. I like to wait for the opportunity, and if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not to dive in it like that.
no, it's fantastic. We do also have Toss here winning today. We were pretty happy about
Yeah, real quick
Sorry, we're still learning and progress here, but
yeah, I think that's all we can do today, I believe.
yeah,
Because
yeah. We'll interview Unify quickly here. Unify, how did you feel like your race went today?
Really bad. really bad. I spawned like 25 times. Well, yeah.
Oh,
Can't do any much.
Yeah, no, the track does claim a lot of casualties, unfortunately. What do you think you can do better for your next race?
My throttle control, I'm too hard on the throttle a lot. But yeah, I'll do next race much better than this. I'm really disappointed. I could have been P10, to be honest. But yeah,
But they
just be careful of the throttle and everything will be fine.
Especially with this game, you know, the throttle inputs, you know, it could send you around really easily. So at least you've learned a lot from this race, and you can take it into Spain.
Yeah. Spain
Well,
isn't my best track, but will
Does
be
it
better.
work now?
I hope.
Yeah.
hello.
Yes, and we hear from our race winner, Toss. Yes, it does work now. We can hear you. Does it feel
Wonderful.
Does it feel beautiful?
Indeed. Now all that is left to do is actually once cross the line in P1, but I'll take it on that ticket as well.
I think that it's better to win after penalties than it is to cross in P1 and then just get relegated down because of penalties.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Do you think you have what it takes to win the championship this year?
Well, I hope so. I mean, there is only one way to go from the last season, and Scotty isn't here, so or at least not yet. Is he in another tier, or might he return to tier 4?
I haven't actually seen him on the roster, so I think you might be pretty good for tier 4 here if you continue with this great start. Is there anything you feel like you can carry into the next race now? Is there anything you feel like you did really well?
Well, it is it is what I used to call my Baku strategy, which is like never go full throttle out of any corner. And even like that, I spun once out of T10.
Yes.
So it is. But I drive with no assists all the time, so it's a matter of habit.
Yeah, definitely. But at least you were able to fight back and secure that win and keep penalty free, which is crucial around here. So, yeah, no, fantastic job, Toss, today. And I did say at the start of the stream I think you would have won. And as a new caster, getting the winner right in the first time is always good for me too. But
Thanks.
yeah. Finally, we'll just do one more. Rubinik, as we said, we'd interview you. How was your race?
Overall, I think it was quite good. Quite a lot of luck as well. But my qualifying was quite bad, so my race pace turned my race around quite dramatically.
Yes, there was a few sort of squiggly moments you had there that we seen live on stream. But do you feel like you can even progress this result? Do you think you can go further up?
It's something to work on, obviously. Well, I mean, I got lucky with P4, so it's good to come from so far back on the grid as well, to give good points to the team, obviously, because my teammate got hit out for race, I believe. But yeah, something I can work on, and hopefully P4 is something I could achieve almost every race.
Yes, as long as you keep finishing up in those top 5 positions, you've certainly got a chance of winning the championship this year. But yes, thank you to all our drivers. And Jog, do you have any last words for the stream?
Only to say goodbye and till the next race. Nothing else to add, really.
Yes.
A wonderful race, wonderful result.
It's great that PPR is back.
Simply lovely. Yeah,
it's
great.
Definitely, and a new league, a new tier, and it was very well driven by all the drivers there. So, yes, have a nice night, guys, and thank you very much for watching. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks for organizing. Thanks for
Thanks.
everything.